Present.
Sheriff Spangler? Sheriff Spangler? Chief Sharp?
Here.
Okay, we have 3. We have a quorum.
Okay.
Dr. Frazier, was he on there?
Yes.
I'm here.
Okay, thank you. I'm having trouble with my audio here for some reason.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So we're showing 3 present and we have a quorum, correct?
Correct. Was somebody said, did somebody say present for Mayor Kincannon?
I did not hear that, if that was the case.
Okay. Yeah, we've got 3.
Okay. All right. We can get started then. This meeting is about the upcoming budget approval for next year. We have to make our recommendation to the full board. I hope everyone's had a chance to look at it. Some of the things we need to take a special look at as personnel are the 2.5% raise, the night shift differential, the 4 new call processor positions, and the HR position. And I'm going to have Director Anders make a few comments about those.
Thank you,
Go ahead,
Chief.
Ray.
Thank you, Chief. Mayor Kincannon is about to come in. Hold on, she's in the waiting room. Hold on, let me get her in here. Give her a few seconds to join in. There we go. You in, Mayor?
Yes. Sorry.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, we're just getting started and kind of talking about, Chief Sharp had kind of introduced what we're talking about today for personnel. The budget is pretty bold and progressive for 911 on adding personnel. We haven't done that in quite some time. And I'll go through each one. We went through and looked at, kind of what people around us are doing with salaries and understanding where the community's at, but we're in a different position than most, where actually this year our income is increasing based on the new state law that was passed. And so we feel like we have the room to do the 2.5%. We are in the process of rewriting all of our job descriptions and getting them reviewed through CTAS and INTAS. And we're going to, once we get those redone, we're going to add a salary survey in there as well to see where we're at regionally with our people. But we feel like a 2.5% pay raise would be justified in this budget. It's funded, completely funded. We're also talking about a shift differential. The city on the non-uniform side has a shift differential. Some hospitals do shift differential for night shift employees. Our teams work 6 or 12-hour shifts from 6 to 6, and so that would affect half of our call center employees and also half the shift of our midday shifts that work midnight to or noon to midnight. We feel like this is kind of incentivizes those guys. There's some of them that want to be off a night shift that can't get off a night shift just due to not enough spots on day shift to be open. With the recent new hires, we have moved some of those folks from night shift to day shift starting this week. And so some of those moves have been made. And so we're only a couple of people from not being on the shift they desire. The 4 new positions. Currently, we don't have any kind of built-in relief for training or vacation. We're calling a lot of people in on their day off or their on-call day. That kind of wears on them after over so much time. We want to kind of have some relief for training, for sickness and vacation. We don't have that on the call processor side. And so we think that training is something that we are lacking in as an organization. And so we want to have that built in. We would put those on the most busy times, what we call the midday shift, add 2 to each shift, and it would give us 4 on each of those shifts to kind of supplement the busiest times of the day. Human resource position. We have almost 105 employees and no dedicated human resource staff. And we need to do a lot of policy rewriting. We need to do a lot of review. And I think it would be essential for the training side of it, for the legal side of it, for us to have someone that's experienced in HR, to have that position available to hire that in. And I would come to the personnel committee before we draw the job description, before we pull the trigger on any of that. And also I would in the last 10 or so days, I've been approached just in coincidence with someone who does that as a consultant. And so, whether you hire a position or a consultant, we're still up in the air on that, but I would like to have the position in the budget for that purpose, just to have the opportunity to bring somebody in with human resource experience to get our policies in line and get everything where we need to be. We had talked also about leadership development. It's in our training. We're going to bring in the NAFI School of Leadership out of UT to do some training for our staff, our leadership, and also to develop our next level of leadership. That's something that we're lacking. We're testing some of their products right now with our staff, our current supervisors in the center, just to see what that leadership product looks like. Is it worth the value of that? We are going to have some concentrated leadership for the admin side, the direct reports to me, and also other 911 directors around through that NAFI School of Leadership. We're going to host that. It'll be open to other 911 center leadership and also public safety leadership. So those are some of the things that are in the budget on the personnel side. If you guys got any questions, comments, or additions, feel free to let them fly.
Brad, can you define the public education contract under admin?
Yeah. So what we're looking to do over the next year is we're very close to testing text to 911, and we're very close to upgrading some of our technology. And so we don't have a really good public outreach or public education about 911 policy. They teach it for a few minutes over at Safety City to all the kids that come in. But we really don't have somebody that's going out there and touching the community, going to business groups. I don't mind to go to those at all, and I think it's necessary for me once they start meeting again to get into some of those business groups and the North Knoxville Business Association and those things, to talk about the technology we have at 911, the service we provide. But in this upcoming upgrade of technology, I think it's important that we have a great PR plan in the first two groups that come to my mind are for the deaf and hearing impaired, and also for domestic violence victims. And so I think it's important that we have a consultant that comes in as a PR person that develops a program and gets us out in the community talking about our text to 911, the capabilities of that, and also reaching those vulnerable groups that may find this to be a great benefit.
Any other questions for Brad or comments?
Yeah, I would just say I as some may know, I support the idea of HR and developing people. I think employees are happier when they see that they have a career path and when they have opportunities to improve themselves. And whether it's a consultant or someone in-house, I think that's a good investment.
Thank you, Mayor. Anyone else? Okay, do I hear a motion that we recommend approval of the budget to the board?
I'll make a motion to approve.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All right. Any other discussion on it? All right, Ms. Pinkston, will you take a roll call vote?
Yes. Justin Biggs.
Aye.
Dr. Frazier. Mayor Kincannon.
Aye.
Sheriff Spangler, Chief Sharp.
Yes.
It passed.
All right. All right, it is approved. That is the only item on the agenda for this meeting. Anyone else has any questions or comments? I welcome them right now. Otherwise, we will adjourn this.
Move to adjourn.
All right. Here's a second.
If you need a motion, I'll offer the motion.
Okay. All right, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you, Brad, for all of your work on this budget. We appreciate it, and keep up the good work.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you very
All right.
much.
Thank you.
This meeting's adjourned. Thank you all for coming.
Thanks.
Thank you.